So, speaking of sore throats, welcome to yet another Average Adventuring Party emergency episode, where it's not me that's slacking off this time, it's Ray. So, you guys have to put off Ardith for another couple of weeks while Ray gets better from being sick. And she's not here. You know, last time I was here in the room and I could hear what these guys were saying about me, but she's not here, so we can just talk utter bullshit about her.
No, that's really mean. We're not going to do that.
Really, though, what we're doing here is we're creating that aura of suspense. We're just really hyping up that last mini campaign, just drawing it out.
For some reason, godforsaken reason.
That tantric campaign energy.
Yeah, you know, you just gotta tug at the campaign a little bit. Mm-hmm. Just keep it going.
Would you say we're teasing it right now?
Yeah.
I am bringing alcohol when we finally start that. Because I'm going to need it.
No. Let's go through the campaign, but slower. No, so we are having to do an emergency recording because all of our schedules are all kinds of wonky, and we're not going to be able to meet up for the better part of a month.
Yay, surgery.
Yeah. So today we're going to play around a little bit in a system that I've been reading up on and experimenting with called Fabula Ultima.
Who makes Fabula Ultima, one might ask?
Well, as far as I know, it's published by Need Games.
Not a sponsor, but...
Hey!
Yeah, not a sponsor, but if you guys want to be. No, so my first RPG experiences weren't, with D&D or with the Western RPGs. They were with Japanese RPGs on the very first Nintendo and the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, some of those fantasies that just weren't quite final.
Yeah, the penultimate fantasies, you might say.
Yes.
So that's what I grew up with, and that's what Fabula Ultima tries to be. Is if you look at the cover of the book, it is not a TTRPG. It is a TTJRPG. So yeah, that's what we're gonna play around with. Give you guys just one tiny little break, maybe a couple of episodes before Ardith's campaign kicks off.
And you guys get to watch me flail as I try to remember how to play a rogue.
Oh, it's going to be the most roller coastery emotions that I can summon.
See, this is why I'm going to bring alcohol.
We need to get some music from some telenovelas and play it in the background. But then since it's going to be taking place in the Sun Chaser Sovereignty, we need to have little interludes of the Kodo
What I need for you, Steve, since I know on our recording device you have a pad of programmable buttons, is to just do the and record that. So anytime there's a dramatic reveal, we can just have that pop up.
We can also have some wind chimes, so as it fades away.
So,
considering the character that I'm playing, might also need some other sounds too. That's a little teaser for you all.
But wait, I'm the bard.
I mean, you guys solve your own problems here, dude.
Speaking of solving problems,
I'm just waiting where this will go because we create problems.
Yeah,
we don't solve.
I was going to say,
He identifies problems.
Speaking of solving problems, get out of here so the actual party can come in.
Yes.
No, we're going to open on a beautiful tropical port town, sandy beaches, seagulls, just cries filling the air. The smell of of warm food on the boardwalk.
Coconut and rum.
Yeah, there's just this like pervasive smell of coconuts. This is in fact the port city of Coconut Harbor.
Forgot that when I said that.
The world has been at war for some time now. There was a small empire to the southeast that invaded a few months ago, and everyone has kind of more or less been fleeing from that. You guys are in the far south, and so far this region has been untouched by that war. The Empire has sent a few scouts down this way, but nothing serious as of yet. And we're going to pick up probably on the largest ship in the bay. The first bar just right off of the port. Inside there's all kinds of piratey shenanigans going on. Excuse me, privateery shenanigans going on. Steph, what does your character look like, and who is she?
Okay, so there is a lovely lady, shaped like an hourglass, dark hair that's in dreaded curls and braids, and with beads all throughout it, held back by a turquoise scarf. She has dark skin and dark eyes, big gold hoop earrings in there, blouse open up to show off the goods, nice tight little corset vest with a turquoise sash around it, tight pants and boots, pair of pistols, and she's having some rum because, dear God, getting here was not fun.
Yeah, getting here was not fun. Considering your last ship was sunk.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Am I still in had a ship mode?
You had a ship, and you have acquired a second ship after the first one was destroyed.
Do I still have this second ship?
You do. It's beautiful and probably actually brand spanking new, like never actually seen combat before, since you acquired it directly out of dry dock. You're having rum probably because rum is more free flowing than water here.
Yeah. This is one of those places where you don't flush the toilet until you absolutely have to.
Sitting somewhere near her, Mike, if you want to describe your character.
So Jade Harrison, he goes by Harey. He is in a dapper tricorn hat, solid black, and he has just from neck down to his well-tailored boots, just solid black clothes, classical naval attire. He has giant flasks all around his belt, and instead of the typical plague doctor mask that you would kind of associate with an alchemist, he does wear a full face covering mask, but it is a white rabbit's mask.
All right. So how did Harey come to join Persephone's crew?
He was floating out in the middle of the ocean, and whenever she was shipless, he kind of floated along that way and ended up in Coconut Town, or Coconut Harbor. Sorry, my bad. Not a town. Can't insult the harbor.
Yeah, no.
Can't insult the concept of towns.
And so he spent.
I'm just laughing because you floated like a coconut to the coconut island.
Yes.
That's probably what he did float on.
And so whenever he arrived, he spent all of his money on getting his clothes because he had nothing left at that time. And I think the captain was intrigued and mainly needed somebody who could tend wounds because she had previously been shot many times.
Yeah, it's a hazard.
It happens. So, also along those lines, Steve? What is your character doing nearby, and what do they look like?
So my character stands out like a sore thumb in this hive of scum and villainy. Would you say this place kind of is, or is it more
Privateers, man.
a hive of scum and villainy? There you go.
You are professional scum and villains.
Yes. He is a tall, well-built, impeccably groomed, handsome young man with long, smooth, silky, just auburn-colored hair that just seems to flow in the wind even when there's no wind for it to flow through. He is clad in very resplendent and well-polished and well-cared for armor that is over the vestments of someone who is clearly of status. Mm-hmm. And he has some runes on those plates, and those runes, people might not recognize them, but they are runes that have been passed down through his family for generations. His name is Bernhardt von Eigenwald, and he is, I'd like to imagine he's not part of Persephone's crew at this current time.
Probably not.
He's a very upstanding young man of some status. He can't be carousing around with privateers, but he does cross the threshold sometimes from his noble life into, milling about with the commoners.
Oh, he likes slumming it with the poor. Great.
But he tends to try to put on a very dignified air, and I think people give him a pretty wide berth, especially the people that aren't up to any good. But but he has probably a bit of a reputation for, stepping in and what's the law enforcement situation around here?
There's technically a law force.
So
They're the tax collectors, essentially.
Really,
who can bribe them the fastest?
really, it's whatever gang happens to be in control of any particular area.
So sometimes those gangs don't really have the best interests of the common people in mind. And when that happens, someone has to step in. Mm-hmm. And so he's not very well liked by most of the gangs, but he does have a good reputation. He's also a long way from home. His father is a minister, a very influential minister, a nobleman and with considerable sway. And so people who know about his family would be like, what's he doing here? He's not supposed to be here. This noble brat's supposed to be all the way back home. But I think right now he's just kind of talking quietly with the bartender, probably following up on some sort of lead that he got and has taken care of to put down someone that was taking advantage of the common folk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the harbor tends to be probably the quietest area, and that's a relative term because it's still pretty rowdy, but mostly because here recently it was a pirate harbor, and now everyone has signed up to fight against the Empire, so it is a privateer harbor. which means they basically can't kill each other, because then they'd have to explain it to whomever signed their charter. But it's where you come when you want a break. So you do see Harey, you do see Persephone. Persephone is having to hire a crew because she pretty much rolled up with a 200-person ship by herself.
I am that good.
Good.
It's
So what, did she kick the blocks out of it in dry harbor and just let it roll?
Filed the old name off.
yeah, she tricked the harbor master by just throwing some paint remover on the side. Like, no, this is clearly my ship. It's not the ship that you're expecting. No, that's a good question, and probably one that a lot of people have been asking in the couple of days since she's been here. So, yeah, it's something that everyone's been talking about for the past couple of days. And has Persephone done any exaggerating on that, or actually told the story in any way?
She's told an exaggerated version of the story. It's not all lies, but it's not all truth either.
Have you told the same story more than once, or has it grown each time?
There's just little other details pop in there.
Ah,
It's basically the same story, though.
It's the original. I like to imagine the original story is fairly impressive, but it just kind of starts getting exaggerated more and more, and those exaggerations become part of the canon, and Persephone starts forgetting what the actual story is.
Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I have a big ass ship.
Yeah.
And I have gold. Are you coming on?
Have gold and I'm hot. You want to come work for me?
Yeah, that's worked fairly well.
I figured it would.
You've gotten quite a few new recruits, and at the rate you're going, you'll probably have to spend a few weeks here to get a full complement.
It's a tropical island with rum.
Yeah.
Compared to the last place I was at, this is paradise.
So Harey has been plying his trade, and has a couple of leads here locally. So you've got a fair bit of change in your pocket. Mm-hmm. You've heard tale. There's a neighboring island that has at least one of your bounties on it who's hiding out.
Man or woman?
Woman.
Okay.
You've heard some strange things. Mostly the last person who went after her didn't come back at all. And their body, we're talking about several miles away, but their body found its way back to Coconut Harbor. Damn, I realized I should have optimized SEO and called it Hurricane Harbor. Anyway.
That could be the island.
Yeah, their body made its way back, and it had a note attached to it, just stabbed into it, that just said, "Don't send anybody else."
Oh no, you're after artists.
Well, it was a good run, guys.
So far, how's your plan been to convince the captain here to get you over that way?
Well, she keeps drinking the rum I bring her, and then she keeps drinking the next rum I bring her, and she hasn't gotten drunk enough to say yes, and I keep passing out. So not too well.
Have you actually asked?
No.
Have you Wow. You just want to get her drunk enough to say yes, but you haven't actually asked yet.
When you put it that way, it sounds a little foreign, but he's not sure how you go about these things, and he noticed you like rum.
Yes.
Figures one leads to a decision making.
I'd like to think that Harey has been like leaving messages in the bottom of her glasses, but she's just downing them so fast and going on to the next one.
Yeah, I've drank so many of your messages.
And I don't know how to reach you.
Obviously the bar.
We've been trying to reach you about your ship's extended warranty.
Oh, there's the episode title.
Maximize that SEO.
I mean, the ship's brand new. It probably probably people were clamoring for that.
She hasn't gone through the ship's glove box yet, but it is actually under warranty.
I mean, that's because that's a scam.
So, from an outsider's perspective, Bernhardt, you just keep seeing this guy in a white rabbit's mask, just repeatedly going from the bar to this flamboyant captain, back to the bar, back to this flamboyant captain. Just repeatedly.
I've actually made quite a lot of money in Coconut Harbor, but I've spent so much on rum, I just have a few, like,
You're
less than 100 coins left in my pockets.
You're at the break-even point.
Yeah.
I mean, she's thanked you a lot, but come on, dude.
Bernard just looks and this is not his problem, not his concern. If this if this masked individual wants to bankrupt himself, there's only so much he can do to help the common people. It's not his responsibility to stop people from being self-destructive right now.
I'm anything but common.
Yeah, the bartender, like, after the 8th serving of rum, goes, I wonder what he's trying to butter her up for. Sees him come back, goes back to Persephone with another round. Here he's going after that rogue pirate captain, the one who didn't sign up to be a privateer.
Yes, I had heard about that. But do you think that maybe his interests are simply more base and he's a bit of a drunkard?
The bartender kind of looks thoughtful for a second. And, well, if he's a drunkard, he's a bad one because she drinks all the drinks before he can drink them.
He's also very prim and proper, like fastidious. You can tell in the way he walks. He ain't a woman's man. He's not a man's man either. He just happens to be.
Can you tell me more about this renegade pirate?
You know that Francisca Barrack was sort of the biggest pirate captain around here before everyone went privateer, and she caused a lot of mayhem on her way out. She killed a lot of people. She's just like old and angry and not willing to change. So when all of her fellow pirates, quote unquote, sold out, she threw a big tantrum, killed a lot of people, and then left for one of the other islands.
All right, so she is a wanted criminal. Caused a lot of violence. Someone who's probably has probably more than warranted my scorn.
Oh yeah, like her ship actively opened fire on the town, not just the other privateers. Okay. She killed a lot of civilians.
Well, as a nobleman of House Eigenwald, it is my duty to ensure that fugitives like her are brought to justice. And he gives the bartender a generous but subtle tip. This passes for discretion for him. And will then turn and, without any discretion whatsoever, just walk straight towards the table.
Sure.
You have this distractingly handsome, visibly well-off nobleman approaching the table.
Are we even at the same table? Okay.
And he's been buying you drinks.
Oh, look.
Here's
Yeah.
2 more.
Yeah, on like number 10 and 9 and 10 there, like, okay, sugar. At this point, instead of buying me a drink, you might want to think about buying me dinner, unless that's not what you're aiming for.
Oh, you're hungry?
Oh, God. What do you want?
Oh, I want to go to the islands.
Which islands, hun?
Well, that's
Excuse me. Sorry, my apologies. I did not mean to interrupt. I am Bernhardt von Eigenwald, and I understand that you are hunting Franziska.
Yes. Have you seen my wife?
Your wife?
Yes.
Okay, that explains that response. Not that I have a problem with it.
Are you telling me that Franziska is your wife?
Yes. I have to take her back to prison.
Ah, yes. That is a most tangled tale.
Well, I was in prison, and I want to take her back with me.
Yes. Well,
I'm sorry. I'm going to need context here, because this sounds really juicy.
Yes. I can tell you if we go to the islands.
And honey, Ash, I said you need to tell me which islands.
Well, if I knew which islands she was at, I wouldn't be here. I'm a man of many skills, but finding my wife has not been one of them.
Apparently.
well, I have come to offer my aid. Your wife, unfortunate as it may be, has brought harm to the people of this island and many others. And if you will, if I can remand her into your custody and you can ensure that she will not cause harm to these people, then I will take you at your word. But should you...
Have you ever been married, sir?
No,
I can't make her do anything. That's why I want to take her back to prison with me. It's probably safest for everybody involved.
Yes, well,
Suddenly I like this lady.
I will certainly take that into consideration. As long as you can promise to keep her in prison.
So have you been married, sir?
I am... no, I am... I have had arrangements that I have chosen not to follow.
Yes. Arrangements. See, mine was arranged for me as well. But she kept murdering and running away. So I have to bring her back to prison. So I can't promise anything.
Well, the important thing is that we put a stop to her rampage.
Sure. Fine. Can we go to the island?
Bernard, was it?
Bernhardt.
Okay, Bernie, are you saying you know where she is?
I may have some leads to that matter.
Can you give me a location?
Can I give a location?
Yeah. There's a probably in this chain the second largest island. Also, you know for a fact from merchants that have passed by, like her ship is still at the island.
What's the name of that island? Hurricane Harbor.
It's probably unnamed, in that it doesn't have a population at all.
The large uninhabited island to the... what direction?
Yeah, I would say north.
To the north here. So I was speaking with some of the merchants today as I was helping them recover some of their lost goods. And they told me that while they were arriving at the harbor, they had been fired upon by her ship from that direction.
Why would you help people?
As a nobleman of
He comes.
von Eigenwald, it is my duty to care for the common people.
What is nobleman?
He gets a bit flummoxed at that.
Are you
Yep.
are you what noble? Noble.
Yes, the nobility. We are born into.
You have no bells. Okay. All right.
we
I
are-
get it.
We are born into a. We are born into wealth and influence, and
Can you not buy bells?
it is our duty as nobles to shepherd the common people and ensure that they may share of our prosperity. Unfortunately, there are some nobles who forget this righteous path and choose instead to pursue power and their own selfish desires.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Mr. Nobels, will you follow me and help me find my wife? Perhaps you could lead the way, provide this fantastic captain directions to the passage?
Yes, sugar. He's given me a place to start. So, yes, I could take you to that island, provided we don't get our asses shot.
While the rabbit mask is, of course, porcelain and doesn't move, it seems like it's smiling at you.
You're just emoting smiles.
Yes.
Well, it would seem that we are, at least for now, allies of convenience.
Oh, you're coming too?
It is my duty to ensure that any threat to the welfare of the people is eliminated.
I like Nobels. He's fantastic.
Persephone's over here trying not to die laughing because, oh my god, these two are either going to be entertaining or they're going to die real quick.
Which might also be entertaining.
Yeah, that's true.
Not mutually exclusive.
That's true.
Most of the crew you've hired on has already, taken up position on the ship. Mm-hmm. So you can leave whenever you want.
Okay, so we have enough crew.
Oh, yeah.
You two have anything pressing this evening?
I have just resolved all of my duties in the town. I ensured that that gang that runs the southern district will not be targeting the merchants anymore with unfair levies.
You use a lot of words.
Well, as a nobleman, I am fortunate enough to have been blessed with the best education that money can afford.
Yeah.
It is my dream one day that such an education can be available to all, regardless of their social standing or class.
Oh, so he makes up in words what he lacks in bells. I got you. It makes sense.
There is nothing. The lack of bells has nothing to do with the title of nobility.
What I mean, okay, so you don't have anything to resolve. Do you have to pack up your fufara? And I'm going to flick like one of his buttons.
You just get a really loud ting. It's very solidly built.
No, I'm just like invading your space a little.
Yes, I am capable of taking care of myself. I will just need to fetch my spear. They have it at the door.
Anything you need to pack up, sugar?
He pats down himself and he opens his coat and he's got a sword, multiple daggers, multiple more daggers, multiple more daggers. Nope, all the important things on me now.
Okay, then we just got to inform the crew and we can leave whenever. They're ready to go. Or the ship's ready to go.
Fortuitous.
All right.
Let us be off.
Yes, let us be off. I do not believe we should delay this reunion between you and your wife.
Well, I've actually never met her. But I agree.
I see. Then this is quite an awkward situation for you.
Oh, no, not at all. I am a quiver being able to meet my wife for the first time.
Yes. He gives a polite bow and
Yeah.
goes to the door to retrieve his things.
Yeah, she's gonna, knock back her last drink and just saunter out. Come on, fellas, let's go.
Yes, let's follow Nobels.
If you collect your gear, surprisingly, I'm not sure what Bernhardt was expecting her to lead you to, but she does lead you to the nicest and fanciest ship in the harbor.
Fit for a noble, perhaps. He will look at it and say, this is quite an impressive ship. I know, admittedly, only something of naval vessels, but this is a magnificent specimen.
Darn tootin', hun. As they go up the gangplank, Persephone starts yelling orders to the pertinent people.
Yeah, the cannons are pulled back and oars are dropped into the water. They have to back you out of the harbor.
Yeah, and I do give them a heads up of where we're heading in case there's anybody who has any objections.
You get a lot. So most of the people you've hired on are not from here. They are, people who came in on one ship, decided to get off, or were shanghaied and escaped. So not a lot of reaction thus far. There are a couple of natives that you hired who kind of give you the but you've given your orders, so they.
Yeah, I do also give them the quick version of what these two are doing on our ship, and to please not kill them.
Harry immediately goes up to the crow's nest. Just gonna be as high as he can. Close to home.
Sure. As the ship is pointed in the correct direction, I am horrible with naval lingo, so we're not going to use it.
No, we're not. It's been a while
Hardest
since
part of any campaign on the sea, honestly.
Yeah, I love when the ship goes left and right, and you go to the front of the ship and the back of the ship.
What? You don't want to say poop deck?
When,
I mean, I can get those.
when you go to the restroom on the ship, or you go find the kitchen,
Or we get thrown in jail?
yeah, or you get thrown in jail.
You mean all these words that they have special words for on a ship that mean the same fucking thing except on a ship?
Yeah, but we're not doing that.
Okay.
We're gonna call it ladder.
Listen,
Stairs.
my brain is like a Pokemon special move list. If I want specialized information like that, I have to forget other things. And right now,
I figured you just needed a quick slap.
oh no, I was going to say right now I would have to forget something like eat, and that's kind of important.
And you know what? What's so fucking special about ships that they need their own special word for these things anyway?
Sailors are
Ships,
special.
check your fucking privilege.
Well, we just lost all of our Navy listeners.
We need all our seamen back.
I mean, hot pirate queen, guys. What? That's not going to work.
And men, lots of men on a ship.
Anyway,
We're just letting you know we are not. Our encyclopedias are gone.
I really do
We're just
want
gonna get this done.
I do want to name the episode "A Hot Pirate Queen and Her Seamen." Now,
Well, you're gonna have to make choices later.
yeah. Anyway, as the wind picks it up your sails and you start heading in the right direction, they're almost directly above you. It's kind of midday-ish, which tells you a lot about Persephone's drinking habits. 10 shots of rum before lunch,
And not even buzzed.
and not even buzzed.
The sway is just a natural sway. There is no drunkenness here.
They're
Even drink.
She's never had a drop of water in her life.
She needs some blood in her alcohol system. That's it.
Yeah.
Almost directly overhead, there's just this little black cloud that starts to form. And it gets bigger and bigger until it is only shadowing your ship.
Does that strike me as odd?
Oh, that strikes you as incredibly odd because
Yeah.
it is a cloud that is following your ship.
I think Bernhardt, who is, his whole thing is duty, and he is going to call out to that cloud at the very first sign of something unusual.
I think what he actually does is Persephone's already, made conversation with whoever's on our ship's a weathermonger, and actually can predicts the storms and stuff on the ship, and they're already discussing that thing.
Yeah, like supposed to be clear skies.
Yeah, it's like
there's a rainy season in this part of the world, but you're not in it.
Yeah, and that it's one cloud following us, and that's fucking weird.
It is. Probably Harry, as you're the closest. At a certain point, you can actually just reach up and touch that cloud. And as soon as you do, there's this huge crack of thunder and lightning, and it just starts pouring on deck. But only over you guys.
Oh, I should not have done that.
Sugar,
I don't like being wet.
what have you should not have done?
I touched it.
You touched the funny cloud.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
There's another crack of thunder, and several large objects just drop out of the cloud onto the deck. They look like stones.
Yeah, it's not normal.
Bernhardt immediately readies his spear and says, "Stand back! Everyone, stay behind me."
Yeah, I'm gonna do the yelling commands of, hey, eyes up, there's something on the deck.
Yeah, most of the crew, when you give that command, scatters under deck
Out of the way.
because they're not combatants at all.
Yeah, which is fine.
And these large stones start to open up. Just hundreds of little legs like pop out, and then some flying creatures, pop out and start buzzing around. The creatures with the legs stand up. They look like gigantic millipedes, and they start gnawing into the deck.
Oh, hell no. You need to be off my ship now.
Bernhardt will immediately rush at the nearest one that's biting into the deck and try to skewer it.
All right. So let's go ahead and roll some initiative, you guys. So
Before we roll initiative, as a rogue, I have to declare high speed. At the start of the conflict, I'm spending 10 MP. Choose one option before the start.
okay.
So I am going to perform a free attack with a weapon you have equipped. So I'm going to be doing a downward slash with my katana.
Okay.
Whenever my initiative comes around.
Well, that happens before.
Okay, all right. So, katana is Dex Insight +1, 2 hands.
So what are you attacking first?
One of the millipedes.
Okay.
So 16 plus 1, 17. And it says HR +10.
Yep. So the way attacks work is you.
Oh yeah, so 10.
Yeah. So you pick two stats to roll.
Okay.
Add any bonuses. If it hits, the high roll of the numbers that you rolled is your damage modifier.
So I had a 10 and a 5 plus 1. That's 16. So that's 10 plus 10. So I do 20 damage
Okay.
to the millipede as I come just nearly just unnatural bounding over the side of the crow's nest and just come crack and hit it with a katana.
All right. So the way initiative works, I've kind of modified it a little bit from the core book, and I'm going to put all the little house rules and modules that we're using somewhere for discussion. But so the way it works is the party designates a leader who is going to basically dictate the party's actions and order. They have to roll against a number that I have for the monsters to see whether the party has control of the initiative or whether the monsters have control of the initiative. The rest of the party can roll against a static number of 10 to assist him.
So I'm looking at a big old -3 to my initiative modifier.
I have +0.
I have a -1.
So who do you guys want to be your party leader?
I think Harey.
Yeah.
Oh, you fools. All right, so
Just initiative leader.
yeah. No, I'm in charge of this expedition so far because I am the one with the ship.
The two of you that aren't Harry, go ahead and roll me a dexterity and dexterity check against 10.
I rolled it earlier.
Okay?
Yeah, that's a 5.
All right.
Got 12.
Okay. So for everyone who succeeds on that, Harry gets a +1.
So I have an 8 and a 7 is 15. +1 is 16.
Okay. Well, you've got the high initiative. So the party has control of the initiative. So they're going to dictate, the party leader is going to dictate which side goes first, the party or the monsters, and then they're going to dictate the order that the player characters get to go.
I'm going to let Nobels go first.
You know, if you were saying no balls, this would be a much different conversation. And we'd be having rabbit stew for dinner.
No, you're a Nobel.
All right. Bernhardt, single-mindedly, very straightforward, the closest millipede runs forward and was going to go ahead and, let's see. Let's see. Queen's Gambit says use an action and perform a free attack.
Yes.
High roll equals 0. Okay. But I don't need anyone. Okay. I'll just do a normal attack then. Mm-hmm. So
you're going to go after the one that Harry jumped out of the crow's nest and landed on?
yeah, I imagine that's the closest one probably.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm rolling. Doesn't really matter what I roll because it's Dex plus Might plus 2, so those are all D8s. So D8 plus D8 plus 2.
Take it on a date.
So that is going to be a total of 9 to hit. And let's see, do I have to declare if I'm spending Fabula points before or after I know if it's a success or not?
Are you going for rerolls?
I was going to potentially do the +1, but I'm not really sure yet.
You would do it before you know the result.
Okay. So I don't know their defense, but I'll go ahead and just... I will take that... what's my defense look like? Okay, my defense is 11. These things are... I will go ahead and take that 9 to start off, just see what it goes with.
Okay. So you bring your spear down, and it kind of huddles up into a ball, and your spear just strikes right off the side of its armor. From inside that armored chitinous shell, you hear it munching on the deck.
Okay, and I guess that's all I can do, really.
Mm-hmm. So the party has gone, so it alternates now between the party and the monsters. That critter is going to turn around and perform the guard action. So it is immune to physical damage and takes half damage from everything else, in addition to whatever resistances or vulnerabilities it has.
Confounded beasts' defenses are too hard.
Party leader, who gets to go next?
Well, it goes to the enemies, so...
Yes.
He just went.
It's taken a guard action.
Oh, okay. All right. Captain.
Okay. Let's see. Is it like a separate action to turn on the necklace?
For you, it's a free action.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to open fire with both of my pistols at the one that's not guarding.
Sure. So there are 3 of the millipedes,
Okay.
and then there are 2 swarms of the flying critters.
We're starting with the critters that are eating my ship. Because fuck that!
It is just out of harbor. What the fuck?
It is brand spanking new.
I just stole it.
Creatively borrowed it with no intent of returning.
Yeah, that's not gonna do shit. That's a 4.
Would you like to invoke one of your traits for a reroll?
Wait. Okay, yeah, that's the only. Sure. Can I invoke the loyalty of my crew?
3 fabula points.
Yes, I'm sorry. Everyone starts with 3 fabula points, which we'll explain as the party uses them. So tell me how the loyalty of your crew is going to give you a reroll on this attack.
I'm gonna say some of the ones that are hiding nearby are like giving her directions of where to aim better.
Sorry, is invoking a bond, isn't that the one that just adds the strength of the bond to the...
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, hang on.
So invoking one of your traits would be your origin or your theme,
Or
that sort of thing, or identity.
Okay, I'll invoke my origin since I am from the sea and this is my home on the sea and fuck you, millipede.
You've been on land for too long. You have to readjust to the sea. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What does that do?
So that gives you a reroll of 1 or both dice.
I'm gonna do both because those were bad. So it's just 1 valuable point.
Yes, and remember to fill in 1 slot on your limit clock for spending an Ultima point.
Cool. Okay, that's a 6. That's better. 5. 11. Oh, 12. Total 12.
Yep, so 12 will hit.
And I do not get the high roll, so it's 8 physical damage, I guess, for each pistol?
Yes.
Okay,
and
cool.
You'll have to roll the second attack for your second pistol.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it has to be a 6. 13.
13 will hit.
Yeah, so that's 8 damage twice. And then she's gonna, call out. There's a necklace like hanging right above her cleavage. It's ice blue. It glows, and this little bubbly sprite pops out, and she's like, "Bubbles, honey, do you mind?" And sends it after the
one you just
the one
shot.
I just shot.
All right.
Okay, Bubbles, baby. Oh no, it's defense. Bubble fist. Okay, 2d8s. Okay.
I'm sorry, my earlier attack was an 11. Because I have melee weapon mastery. Or is that +2 included?
That's already counted in.
Okay, never mind.
13 a hit
That will hit.
for 17 damage.
Wow.
Because my baby Bubbles hits like a freaking truck.
Well, that second one is in crisis, which means it's below half health. As this little bubble guy appears and then just headlong charges straight into it, and just punches a hole into it.
Thank you, honey.
That one is going to bite back, so it's going to try and get Mr. Bubbles.
So what you're saying is it wants a carbonated beverage. It's that bubbles in its mouth.
That is a 9.
No.
Yep. So it tries to snap at Bubbles and gets nowhere.
And Bubbles floats above it and laughs at it. This tiny, high-pitched little voice goes,
Well, Harry, there's only one choice left for the party.
All right. So after striking the big mantipede or millipede, and seeing that it, guards, I quickly sheath my katana. And as I'm coming back out, I grab one of my flasks and I shake it, and I see a blue. What elements do we have?
You can choose
Sorry.
air, bolt, earth, fire, or ice.
They came from the clouds, so I'm going to go with bolt.
Okay.
So you see a blue and yellow mixture coming up right there. I pop the top and I slam it down at the thing, as I am going to spend 2 IP and use my gadgets. When hitting, I can spend 2 IP and apply one of the following effects.
So you'll have that is applied to a weapon attack.
Oh, okay. So then I will slice with... Okay, so the damage type isn't physical at that time. It becomes elemental. Okay.
Correct.
All right, so I will then pop the top, pour it over my blade, and slice the guarding
Okay.
millipede. And so that's Dex and Insight. I am going to use my theme of hope, because a 6 I am certain will not hit, as I really want this to look cool in front of my new friends and want to inspire them. At least I hope. Okay, that's better. Will a 12 hit?
A 12 will do it.
Okay, so the high dice is an 8. So, that's 8 plus 10 plus 5 bolt damage to the millipede.
That millipede is now in crisis, but it is still guarding.
All right.
Your katana lashes into it, and just this spark of lightning hits it, and a couple of its scales kind of just pop, but it still looks like it's curled up and is chewing on the deck. Also, don't forget to fill in a limit section
Oh, yes.
for spending a Fabula point. So the third one is going to start inching its way over to bite at Bernhardt. That's not bad. Does a 13
Yeah, 13 will do it.
hit you? All right, so you're going to take 12 points of poison damage. And you suffer weak. So another of the house rules that I've implemented, well, for starters, weak decreases. Let's see, one of you with the character sheet.
Might.
So it decreases their die size by 1 for might.
That's really bad.
But one of the house rules that I've implemented, by default, the status effects kind of stick with you until you take a rest. I'm implementing a 4-round clock to track the status effect. So not only does it kind of limit how much that can hurt you, it also lets other party members use the objective action on their turn to help you shake off the effect.
But I do fill in one of my limit break things. Because I took damage.
Because you took damage. So yeah, this one stops chewing on the deck and starts chewing on Bernhardt. Since Persephone hasn't been targeted by anything, one of these swarms of critters is going to fly down.
I'm going to use counterattack.
Okay.
So it has a free... after an enemy hits or misses you with a melee attack, you may perform a free attack against that enemy after their attack has been resolved. So, figured may as well. Even though I'm down a die size, might hit it. That would be a 10. I'm going to go ahead and invoke. You know what? I'll go ahead and invoke my duty to re-roll one of the dice and spend another fabula point.
All right.
He is. A 10 might hit, but that was a 2 on the die, and I've got a good chance of rolling higher. And I get the same fucking result.
Well, that's a hit.
Oh, that's good. 'Cause that is going to be 12 damage.
12 damage.
Because I don't get to add the high roll to it.
All right. So it bites Bernhardt. Bernhardt bites back. One of the swarms of flying critters is going to just start latching onto Persephone and start biting. Oof. Well, that is a 4 versus your defense.
That's a no.
Yeah, so these things swarm around you for a second, start scratching and biting you, and then take off again. And we'll say the second one does that to Bubbles.
My little bubbles.
That is an 11 versus his defense.
That is a match.
Excellent. He is going to take 13 physical damage.
Oh, no.
Not bubbles. Don't burst our bubbles.
I mean, he'll come back later, but...
All right. So now for the second part of the initiative house rule. Initiative is usually set in the basic game, just at the start of combat. We do it every round to give everybody a chance of...
Fucking up.
Yeah. That way you're not punished by one bad initiative roll. So for this round, who's you guys?
Same guy.
Same. You fools.
Nope.
13.
Hey, +1.
That makes it a 10.
That's just enough.
And I got a big old 3.
I was like, I saw 9, and I was like, man, if I don't get some help, we're probably screwed.
Yep. So, party has control of the round.
No bells, if you'll go.
All right. He's feeling a little bit drained from this attack, so he's going to circle up with this millipede that attacked him and try to study it.
Okay. So, the way studying works is you make a insight plus insight check,
Okay.
and I will tell you what you discover.
Double 7s.
Ooh.
That is
Crit.
both a good thing and a crit. So what is your total?
14.
He means 28. No.
So, you learn rank, species, maximum hit points, maximum mana, traits, attributes, defense, magic, defense, and affinities. Okay. So, it is a level 5 soldier. It's a beast. Its maximum hit points are 60. Its maximum magic is 45. Its traits are heavy, resilient, slow, and territorial. Its attributes, it has a D8 dexterity, a D6 insight, a D10 might, a D8 willpower. It has a defense of 10, a magic defense of 9. It is resistant to dark damage and earth damage. It is vulnerable to fire and vulnerable to ice.
I will shout out, fire and ice should do the trick.
I would think fire would be bad on a boat,
Don't hurt my boat.
but ice is nice.
Magical fire will not spread beyond your original target.
Do not hurt my boat.
So the critter who was curled up that Harry has been wailing on is going to all of its legs are going to work in tandem, and it's just going to spin up and launch itself onto Harry.
Sounds like a hairy situation.
Yes.
That is a 13.
Yes.
So there's going to be 8, 12, 17 points of damage
Ouch.
as it just launches itself onto your face and starts chewing at you.
Chewing at your mask.
No, it's probably going for something softer.
That means that I'm gonna go. Sorry, Captain.
No, it's fine. I won't save your ass then.
The question I have, so one of the house rules you mentioned was creating a shard, 1 point for 5 damage.
Yes.
Could I spend additional points to get additional targets?
No.
Okay. Well then, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stab this fucker right in the face.
I mean, his face is right there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's right in your face.
I'm going to stab its face hole with my face hole.
Yes. I am going to, again, in my panic of getting my face nommed, I'm going to reach down to my other belt and grab another blue liquid. This one, whenever I shake it up and pour, it's a little bit colder.
Mm-hmm.
And you see ice just rime across my blade.
As the dice runs away and escapes.
Ooh, that is 17.
That's a hit.
Well, plus 1, 18.
That's not a hit.
Plus 2, that's 20. Does it actually matter if I go twice its amount or anything?
No.
Okay. So that's gonna do 19, 24 damage to it, and it's ice damage.
Well, you, I think, dealt more hit points than it had in total just now.
But literally, the very fastidious Harry's, get it off of me! And just like cuts it in half as the two sides of the millipede just slough off of him. You see him flick his blade and just covered in ichor. Very, very unhappy.
Do you
Yeah.
do that full body shudder?
Yes, full body shudder. Just
Yeah, there's now this millipede that's, was thrown off, frozen, and then cut in half, so you have a cool statue of it falling apart. Let's see. That was you. So now, the one that Bernhardt is chewing on is going to guard. And curl up and get ready to, looks like, do the exact same thing, fling itself onto you.
Okay, but it's guarding right now. Okay.
Correct. So it is now immune to physical damage and takes half damage from everything else.
Okay.
unless it's weak to it. Question mark.
That just takes normal damage.
We'll talk about it. Yeah. So, Persephone.
Okay.
I'm sorry, party leader.
The only option left
There
is
you
the
go.
best option.
How does it feel to be called the only option?
Well, Bubbles is going to hit that last millipede that I was wailing on earlier, like a truck.
Yep.
Is that what he do? Come on, Bubbles. Ooh. 15 to hit. No, 17 to hit.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. And again, that is 18 points of damage.
Oof.
He'll take 9. Or he may take none.
No, this
What type of damage is that?
it's physical.
Okay.
I think he might be immune to physical right now.
No, not that one.
Yeah.
That's not the one
This
that's
is a nice
about.
sprite.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
And then Persephone is going to shoot at the flying bugs.
Okay.
And we're going to do that twice. Ooh! Double 8, 16.
Oh,
17.
That is a hit.
Okay.
So you get an opportunity, which is a
Okay.
critical. The most expedient one, which is also a house rule, is you can add your total level to the damage if you'd like.
Yes. Because
So-
that actually get me somewhere.
Yeah, 'cause you
Above
guys are
8.
level 6 now.
So that'd be 14 damage?
14. All right.
Okay.
Yep. So Persephone just starts firing off into this crowd of these critters.
And then I started blasting.
All right. You have a second attack.
Yeah.
I really don't want to see a sexy Danny DeVito.
Speaking of,
I rolled 2 8s again.
Well, would you like to apply the same effect?
Yes.
So I blast him again.
So,
must be nice to have dice that don't fuck you.
They fucked me last time.
Oh, it fucked something right now.
Please remember that.
fucked
I
it
walked out
good.
with 2 hit points last time.
so that crowd that swarm of vampiric critters is now in crisis. As Persephone just starts unloading her pistols into the sky.
And all I see is Persephone doing Yosemite Sam. Yeah.
I'm solving a problem before it becomes a problem.
She doesn't need a jetpack. She can just levitate herself with her guns.
All right.
So bats are going to target, we'll say Bernhardt.
Oh, great.
That's fine. You got hit points to spare. That's a 10.
Does not hit.
Well, fine. It's an 11.
That does. I will do counterattack.
Okay.
Is this the bloodied bat swarm? Or-
Yes.
I'm sorry. The in crisis bat.
That is a 14 plus 2, so that is a 12.
Yeah, 16.
Or 14. That is a 16. Yes. I having me fail math.
Math is hard.
Just hit him.
Yep, that's a hit.
And that is just going to be a straight 12 damage.
Just 12 damage.
Well, they're extra in crisis now.
Now it's existential.
Since Harry has such a problem with critters crawling all over him, I think the second swarm is gonna go after him.
Saw that coming.
That is an 8.
Does not hit.
Oh, well, there's just a moment where you take cover and the swarm passes right by where you were.
I'm probably hiding under the overhang of the frozen millipede. Just
And just
let
a
him
couple of
bounce
them
off.
smash into it. All right. So now it's initiative time again.
I won't suck as much this time.
Y'all technically made it. So
I know. I was technically correct.
Oh, but wait.
I actually might help.
14.
Nice.
plus 1,
10.
plus 2.
Nice. That means we're at 13.
You've got a initiative this round.
All right. Well, we're gonna let
Didn't
the
need
blasting queen go.
Okay. Get my dice.
I was going to try to guard, actually.
Oh, all right. I'll let Nobels go.
No, it's fine.
Are you guarding yourself or covering someone else?
That thing's getting ready to launch itself at me, so I'm going to go ahead and guard myself. And I will regain 2 hit points as a result of that. Mm-hmm. Now, quick question. I have a limit trigger that says when I restore HP/MP through a direct action to an ally.
So-
That would be if I guarded someone else, right?
Yes,
Okay. But not guarding myself.
correct.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and guard Persephone.
Okay.
You fool.
So
Yeah.
gain 2
You
hit
noble
points,
fool.
Right?
No.
I gained 2.
No,
Oh.
he gains the hit points. Yeah, just remind me of that if I call out her as a target.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll say the one who is not going to launch itself at Bernhardt is going to launch itself at Persephone, which means it's targeting Bernhardt.
Yeah.
Well, that's a 7.
That does not hit, and it's going to take a counterattack. That is a 11.
Which is enough.
That is 12 damage.
Is that enough?
Which is enough.
Yeah. So, Persephone, you're just blasting this
The swarm.
swarm of them, and Bernard sees that you're one of them is coming for you, and deftly charges like to your side, has its and intercepts it, and just skewers it just mid launch, and flings it over the side of the ship with a yeah.
Thanks, Bernie.
All right, party leader.
Oh, am I the only option now?
No. I'm
No,
not.
I actually
haven't
haven't.
gone.
All right, that's right.
She hasn't gone yet.
Okay.
Now blast them, Queen.
Yeah. Persephone, you throw out a thanks, Bernie, pivot around him, and continue shooting that swarm.
Okay.
Which means she's up first. I need these two. First one is an 8, which isn't going to hit. So I'll shoot again.
Correct. 8 does not hit.
Do you want to spend a fabula point?
A 9?
A 9
It's
also
not going to hit.
does not hit.
Wait, I thought that was their defense.
No, that was the other one.
That was the magical defense of the
Oh,
Of the
Yeah.
Okay, cool,
We
cool.
didn't find out anything about the swarm yet.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Okay, that didn't work.
You are distracted by
his
Bernhard's
flowing locks.
his flowing hairs.
And that
What's probably happening is he's doing that heroic pose, and his locks are sitting there getting in her face, and she's like,
They smell really good, though.
Bubbles is going to hit the one that's going to go after
Soft.
Bernard.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that one's dead.
No,
Oh, the other one, the one
yeah,
that's
the one that
guarding.
was guarding.
Okay.
12 to hit.
12 will do it, but it is immune to physical damage.
Physical ice damage?
Well, there's physical damage or ice damage.
Okay.
I don't think it can be both.
Yeah. Okay. And it just says physical on here.
Yep.
So
So
Bubbles.
Bubbles runs up and punches it and just clang.
Can we like nudge it over some?
Yeah, we'll say like Bubbles goes to hit it and one of his hands just pops. And then when he pulls the stump back, another little bubble hand appears.
I'm just hearing that plop, 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 as he gets his five little fingers back.
Well, it's probably like he hits it, the hand pops, and then you just see like his cheeks puff out as he and holds his breath, and then just another hand pops out of the.
Kind of little bubbly mass. The water droplet mass. Mm-hmm. Okay, I tried.
So that one that was guarding is no longer guarding and is going to fling itself at. And have you been counting the? You should have 3 ticks off of your
Yes.
clock. Okay, just making sure.
I have one more tick left before I'm no longer...
All right, it's going to fling itself poorly for a 3.
And it's going to get a counterattack because there's no clear limit to the number of times I can use that, it appears. So,
Nope,
let's see.
but it does significantly less damage.
Yeah. That's okay. I don't hit anyway.
Yep. So
But I do want to spend a fabula point to re-roll that because on my pride as a noble, I can't allow such a shameful display on a creature that has
No bells?
offended me by daring to
Eat you?
attempt.
yeah, we'll say
No,
like
by marring
as
his armor.
yeah, like as it passed by, it actually probably just like took a small snip out of one of your forelocks.
And it's floating on the wind.
Yeah.
Well, that's the same exact die roll on both dice too. So
Well, that's okay.
I'm going to take an extra Fabula point because you narrated that thing about my hair.
Harry.
Well, how's everybody's hit points?
I'm down, but I'm okay. I'm not.
I think you two are the only one who've gotten hit besides Bubbles.
Hit Bubbles, check.
No, don't hit Bubbles. Bubbles is cute. Bubbles is a precious little squishy.
All right. Dazed does insight, right? And weak does might.
Correct.
Dazed and confused. All right.
All right.
All right.
So I am seeing how things are going, and so I'll run up to Nobel's and take a swing. I'm not popping ice potion this time.
Okay.
That's double fives. That's not a crit, right?
That is not a crit.
Well, that is 10, 11 to hit.
11 will do it.
All right. So he takes 15 damage. Actually, no. He's not taking 15 damage. When I hit one or more targets, I'm going to do a Bone Crusher. This is a melee attack. I may have the attack deal no damage. If I do, I'm going to inflict weak on the target hit by the attack. So it goes down a might die.
Which is good because it
That-
swings using a D10.
Yeah.
Now it can swing on D's nuts.
So what does your Bone Crusher look like?
I come up there with my sword, but my katana, but I see that both my Pirate Queen and Nobel's are in the thick of battle, and I really don't want to run it through the way that I did before. So its legs along one side, I take the flat of my blade and I just start crack, 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 and I break a couple of its legs.
All right. For that, you're going to catch a bat swarm
Okay, yeah.
as they start swinging back through. That is a 14.
Will hit.
You're going to take 15 physical, and it's going to recover some hit points.
Ooh.
Oh no. How you doing over there?
I'm hurting, but I'll be okay.
And Swarm the second. Let's see. Evens, it's Persephone, which it is.
Which means it's going to swing at me instead.
Yes,
you still guarding?
You're still guarding.
Yes.
That is an 11.
That barely hits.
So that is 12 physical.
I'm still good.
And it doesn't have any hit points missing to heal.
You get a Fabula point, don't you?
I'm very close to my...
And a counterattack.
Yes, I do. And in addition, I forgot...
So, funny story. Your counterattack is melee only, right?
Did it use a melee attack against me?
Yes.
It just says I may perform a free attack.
So, what weapon? You only
I only have a spear.
Yep. So, this thing has a flying ability that it cannot be targeted by melee attacks.
And I... Okay, so... oh, well.
So, counterattack, unfortunately, in this instance, will not work.
Wah.
But it's a new round.
Could he counterattack with a shard?
No.
Okay.
That is inventory
separate
is a
action.
separate action.
Okay. All right.
So-
Makes sense. All right. New initiative.
Only got a 3.
Double sixes?
Nice.
Hey, +1.
11.
Y'all have control of initiative.
At least one thing is
you need
going
to stop
right.
that.
Yes. I'm gonna give it to the Pirate Queen right now because you're still guarding.
Yeah.
It's not until yours comes back up.
Yeah.
Publishing Persephone.
Okay. So none of the centipede things are guarding anymore, right?
Correct.
Okay.
There's only one left.
Okay, cool. Bubbles is gonna go after it
Bubbles.
because I want that thing off my fucking ship. Of course, Bubbles has 2d8s. Okay. 4. 10
Let's see. 10 will get it.
for 14 damage. And Percy's gonna guard Bernie's back. So, let's see. That's using a hawk guide when guarding. Choose one. I'm gonna do a ranged attack and add 4 to it.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna shoot at the probably still sort of in crisis swarm.
Yes.
So I'm getting it off my ship. That's 13.
13 will do it.
Okay, 13. 16. 20 damage.
20?
20.
Wow.
Because it's 4 extra damage, plus the high roll, plus the 8. So I'm only doing 1 shot this time.
So,
Want those fuckers gone.
yep. Swarm the first. You just blast the last few of them out of the sky.
Sweet.
Yep.
Your weak should be off this turn.
I guess I get to go. You know what? That
I didn't regain that 2 hit points, by the way, because I guarded her rather than myself.
so the one that's remaining is going to try a mandible slash against Harry.
Don't die, Harry.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to Bernhardt, you're getting a lesser die.
No.
Oh, thanks to him. Yeah, he.
Thanks to Harry breaking his legs.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So that is 11.
That hits.
So 11 points of poison,
Okay.
and you are weakened.
Okay.
Are you in crisis?
Oh, yes. I've been in crisis for a while.
Ah.
Okay.
All right. My turn.
You're still in the spotlight.
I am.
Go ahead.
Because I am going to pop an potion. And I am going to spend, we'll say 3 IP on that. To pop that up to 45 regained, which will pop me to full.
Nice.
That's why I wasn't too concerned about that.
As long as you got a turn before you died.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Bat Swarm the second is going to guard. Which leaves...
So
Bernard.
Bernard knows that he can't really reach that swarm right now. And he sees that Persephone is guarding him. Says, I thank you for your assistance. Just need a second. And he will spend 2 item points to heal himself back up to full with a potion.
All right.
And he is no longer weak.
All right, new initiative.
Yep. New initiative.
Can we...
Ooh,
Nope.
double 8s.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
0.
Oh. So you both have control of the round, and you get an opportunity.
Okay.
Is there something specific you would like?
I would like the weaknesses of the bat swarm. Or the info of the bat swarm.
I will give you 1 vulnerability of the bat swarm.
Okay.
They are vulnerable to air damage.
All right. Excellent. Pardon me, guys. I'm going to take the first initiative. So I flicked the Iker off my blade earlier. I'm going to sheath it. I am popping a whitish, grayish, stormy kind of bottle. Mm-hmm. And I pull out a shuriken, and I shake it over it, and I'm going to toss the shuriken at the bat swarm. Mm-hmm. And so... as a bounty hunter, I really can't waste my supplies like that. And so I'm going to re-roll. Mm-hmm. I had a 4.
Okay.
That's much better. 14 for ranged damage. That is going to be air to its weakness.
So what was the hit?
The hit is 14. Yeah, 14.
Okay, so how much damage?
So it does 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 5 for that. 17 damage.
17. So you hit a vulnerability, so gain a fabula point.
Yay.
As it takes 34 points of damage. Damn. And it is now in crisis.
Well, actually, I spent a fabula point, so that just puts me back up to where I was.
Yep. So...
Oh, wait. Hitting a vulnerability, does that mean that I got one also for the millipede? Awesome.
I am 1 away from a limit break.
All right.
But as that shuriken, I throw it across, it actually creates a little tornado behind it as it's going.
Just starts sucking them into it.
Sucks
Oh,
them
you're
into
giving
it.
them the suck.
Yes.
So Bernard is going to be targeted.
Oh, goody.
Wait, I'm still guarding him.
Uh-oh. That is a 6.
That's gonna be a no.
Yep. So this critter has several of its legs broken, tries to lunge at you, and just goes horribly off kilter to one side.
I'm going to let the ranged pirate queen go up next.
Okay, Bubbles is gonna hit it. The centipede, millipede, whatever the fuck it is.
Sure.
I still want it off my ship.
Well, it's not chewing on your ship, if that's any consolation.
At least it's not doing.
Chewing on her crew. That's still part of the ship.
Yeah, he's not part of the crew.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, you're passengers. 8.
Oof.
Yeah.
Actually,
With his might reduced.
no.
Damn.
I just wanted to give you that tiny bit of false hope. No, an 8 will not do it.
Okay, I didn't think so. Okay. Fuck, I will shoot it too.
Sure.
I'm still guarding. I get that +4. Please hit. Okay. 15.
15 will hit.
Okay. Let's see. That's 20 points of damage. For that fucking millipede.
It is in crisis. Yes, it is in crisis.
Okay.
So that was Persephone. So Bat Swarm is going to...
Oh, shit. Each time I lost HP, I should have 4 now.
Bat Swarm is going to hinder Harey.
Okay. So, it's Harry and then Henderson.
So,
He's like automatic hit for bad jokes.
yeah, I should give them a +1 for it, but no. So they were trying to inflict a status effect on you, and just start swarming around you. But your little engine of doom has sucked up too many of them to be useful. All right. New initiative.
No.
Oh, no, wait.
He still gets to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't get to go yet. So there's still that millipede left, right?
Yep.
Okay. And one more swarm. I can't really do anything about the swarm. But I do want to rush that millipede. And let's see. It's the end of my next turn, so I'm still just at D8s here. I'm going to go ahead and rush up to the millipede and try to skewer it and finish it off.
Sure.
That is going to be a 10.
That'll do it.
And that does 16 physical damage.
That's enough. So Bernard skewers the millipede, flings it off the ship, and when he does, that swarm of bat critters just breaks and scatters into the sky.
And
Yay!
he will twirl his spear in a very dazzling display of grace, considering how heavy this thing is, and he instinctively starts to plant it into the ship, but then remembers what before it hits the ground, remembers what Persephone had said, and kicks it out before it hits the ground, and just does a cool pose with it on his shoulder.
Bum, 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 bum.
Copyright.
So as that happens and the bats scatter, there's this voice from that cloud that says, "Begone, chase me no more, or I'll awaken the ancient terror." And then the cloud just scatters, and once more you are in the sun.
Is that your wife?
Is that what they're calling it now? Awaking the ancient terror?
Calling what now?
Well, what happens when you find your wife?
I'm just gonna pat his head and then go find my carpenter.
Yeah, and I think that's where we'll call this episode. So, all the giggles.
I'm sorry.
Not how I intended the character to be, but hey, he took a life of his own pretty quick.
Yeah, he did.
So, all the giggles.
Yes, all the giggles.
And while you're giggling, find us at the places, do the things, especially iTunes. Leave a review, sponsor an F-bomb, all the fun stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
That's all I got for this episode. Maybe next time Ray will be back. Maybe not. We might just get tired of her being sick and kick her out of the group. Who knows? It's not like Suna's an integral part of the game or anything.
It's like you have to live with her.
I was going to say, careful, you may awaken the ancient terror.
Well, I'm not married, so I'm fine. Yep. So if you guys don't have anything, that's all I got. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.